Hey everybody, it's Sadie from Hip in Detroit. I am hanging out in Troy, Michigan at the soon-to-be open Ironclad Tattoo Company. Am I right?
Yes.
Alright, I'm hanging out with my friend Mike Moore, and we've just been talking for a while about the new shop. But before we get into you and what you're doing, what made you decide to open a shop?
Well, there wasn't any shops that actually had everything that I wanted in the shop, and I wasn't happy to where I was at. So pretty much me and a couple other people decided that we were going to try to put together a super crew of tattooers where everybody in the shop had every part of every style that actually can be in one place. So instead of having one shop that had like 2 or 3 good tattooers and a couple other okay ones, we wanted to have a studio that you come in and we can be like, oh yeah, we totally can do that, and it's actually going to be good. The place I was at before, I had to be like hesitant and try to pick who I wanted to take to people, so then they weren't going to get something that I didn't know was going to be exactly what they wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who's working with you?
It's me, Keith Grodi from Eternal Clawson, where I was at, and then our friend Mike Bagwell, who's at Eternal in Howell. And then we brought in Matt Lambden, who was working at a shop down south a little bit, south of Michigan. And And then Brett, who used to work with at Clawson, that's a really good black and gray artist. And then there's one more artist that we are going to announce in a couple days. That's a really big time famous artist too.
Okay, so there's somebody else that they can be waiting to find out who it is?
Yeah.
Maybe you can let us post that on the site. I don't know. Maybe. But okay, so you guys decided to get together. What made you pick Troy, Michigan as opposed to other places?
It's a nice area.
It's a very nice area.
My clientele is all in this area,
and
I didn't want to stray too far away because I didn't want my clients to have to drive a far distance to get to me. So I ended up picking this area because it's a high traffic area, it's nice, I wanted a classy shop and a really nice, clean looking shop, and this is a nice area and will fit the kind of clientele that I'm used to and that I shoot for.
Yeah, the whole look of the place, which we will walk around later, it's all wood floors. It's all private studios, yes, and then you guys have a giant entrance area, which I've never seen in any sort of tattoo place before, with a really fancy little desk. So you guys are obviously going for, kind of giving somebody more of an experience, less of just a...
Well, we wanted people like us to be able to go in there. We wanted my normal clients that come in are moms and, teenagers, and then we want it to be still cool if you get, some of our higher end, our famous clientele that come in that are like bands, and, somebody who's, a biker can come in here and feel comfortable too. So we wanted to try to find that balance where it fit for anybody and everybody's comfortable in the same spot.
Okay. So, how long have you been piercing?
8.5 years.
And what made you decide you wanted to be a piercer?
I was really good at art, so I thought I can actually...
What kind of art?
Drawing.
Okay.
I could draw very well.
Okay.
And I was, brought up around a lot of bikers, and I was a biker family. My grandpa was the president of a biker club. So,
really?
So when I would go to a friend's house, all my friends were in their dads were in the same club, so everybody's getting tattooed in kitchens, all bikering style. So I thought it was something I wanted to do. Just took too long to do after I figured I wanted to do it, so I figured I'd get a shot at piercing, and I ended up catching on really, really fast, and ended up doing it really well. So.
Okay. So you like doing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever drawn anything that you've tattooed on yourself?
I've never tattooed.
No, I know, but like had somebody else tattoo on you?
No. I had everybody else do all that stuff because once I stopped drawing, then I wasn't good anymore.
You lost that talent?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your jewelry. You obviously had a lot of stuff, as I was saying earlier, that I've never seen before.
Oh, I mean, there's very, very few good piercing studios that actually have good quality jewelry, and even a big selection. So I'm probably one of 3 or 4 studios in the entire state that actually has a really big selection of jewelry, as far as all the different materials and organics and ornate stuff, and big selection of gold stuff as well. So, but yeah, all my stuff is, from high-end companies to where it's super good quality, all the metal stuff's guaranteed, and I actually use like either genuine stones or Swarovski stones in all my metal stuff, like my navel curves and extra stuff, so it's actually all real jewelry. Okay.
What is your favorite piercing to do?
My favorite piercing to do is, I like doing nostrils, because they look good on almost everybody, and it's really hard to, it not to look good on somebody, but there's so many different options that it's just going to look nice and clean and, just look good.
Okay. But, and I know you were saying you do something different here with like the You can change out the fronts of them?
Yeah, well, there's the normal nostril jewelry that a lot of people use is either the nostril screws, which I still use in a lot of gold jewelry, and I still have that as an option. They're easy in, easy out. And then there's a jewelry called neometal. It actually uses spring tension to hold itself together. So there's a flat disc and a post, and the gem has a little pin on it. You put a slide by the pin, it snaps in. So spring tension holds it together so it doesn't fall out. And then whenever you want new ends, you can actually pull the gem out and snap the new one in, and you don't have to worry about tightening or loosening it. And you just
So potentially, could I buy a bunch and switch them out?
Yes.
Like with what I was wearing?
Yeah, so you can buy one post and 100 different ends, and you just only have to have one post.
That's like
and then also there's
that makes me happy.
And the titanium pin so it's actually strong enough so it holds it secure, and then there's also the gold too that you can get gold threadless ends.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of funny because you get a lot of shops that never even heard of it. So when my clients like go to a random place, they actually try to convince my clients that it's wrong jewelry for their nostril just because they've never seen the kind of style before.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So what's the least favorite piercing to do?
I don't like doing septums.
Why?
Well, I'm good at it. I mean, I can do them. I mean, but it's literally, there's so many variables in it to where, for one, nobody's face is really mirrored, like symmetrical. So then if they have like a slight, some people's are easier, but like my nose, curves a little bit. So mine, when I had mine done, it never sat straight. So me being, trying to make sure everything's perfect, trying to put something perfectly straight on something that's not is really difficult. So a lot of times I'm not 100% stoked on it, but every once in a while everything just is perfect anatomy for it. But if I don't think it's going to look good, I usually tell people what my opinion is.
Yeah.
And then tell them I think it will look okay, or I think it will look amazing, or I don't think they should do it.
Okay.
But I mean, it's just one of those things where if somebody breathes weird or drops their shoulders, then it can change the angle of the piercing. If somebody twitches or they move, it can change the angle of the piercing. And it's a big pain in the ass sometimes, but it's still, as long as you're just patient and you make the client comfortable, it's usually pretty easy.
Okay. Well, once upon a time, a long time ago, we were talking about I stretched my ears. And back when I used to stretch my ears, we used to just go to really like weird places like Hot Topic and other just random jewelry stores and buy things and stick them in our ears. But now it's a little bit more advanced.
Well, pretty much, it's just everybody's more educated. There's not very many good piercers right now, as there should be, but there's a lot more than there was before, but it's just educating everybody. So, making sure that there's, acrylics and stuff are bad. I have a lot of clients that work at like the Hot Topics and the kiosk, and I actually educate them so they actually know that, you're not supposed to stretch with acrylics because it'll cause hairline tears in the tissue, blah, blah, blah. And that's why when some people stretch or they don't stretch, they don't spend, too much time. Like they take too little time between stretches, then they actually end up getting the blowouts or they skip sizes and the ear gets all poofy, is because you're causing too much distress to the tissue as opposed to letting the body adjust and then just gradually just stretch over,
So now you'll work with people?
Yeah,
and you will help them stretch out their ears, do that for them,
kind
of work that out?
And I put them on a schedule and a whole regimen on, okay, I'll see you in 6 weeks or I'll see you in 8 weeks, depending on the person's anatomy and how much elasticity is in the tissue.
Okay. So when is the goal to open the place?
We're shooting for next week as soon as we get the okay through the health department.
And then, once you guys open your doors, how does somebody get in contact with you?
You can go to the whole Facebook page is the Ironclad Tattoo Co. at the end of the...
C-O dot?
C-O, just C-O.
Oh, no dot.
No dot. No dot. But it's, you can Google it. We're on, 3871 Rochester Road in Troy.
Do you have certain hours they're going to be open?
Yeah, we're going to be open noon to 8 Monday through Saturday, and then noon to 5 on Sundays.
Even on Sundays?
Yeah, can make sure everybody's taken care of.
Well, people work weird days now.
Well, also, like if I have a client that ends up losing a piece of jewelry and they need something fast, we can't have days off.
Yeah.
Make sure shit's handled.
No, that's awesome. So basically when somebody comes to you, you're going to work with them continuously. It's not just like, cool, you got piercing label.
Yeah, I like to keep a good relationship with all the clients. Everybody's cool. I see people out, at the bars and stuff, and we're all, I'm cool with everybody.
Yeah.
It's, everybody gets nervous and, somebody needs to be able to take care of them, and if I'm not there to take care of them, then, what's the point? I can't just pierce them and let them go off on their own. You gotta make sure shit's handled.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving us a look around.